Sometimes you turn up in the morning, you think, here we go, today's going to be such an excellent, positive day. I just need to feel the energy and the vibe from everybody else around you. But what you don't know is that your co-host has just lost their semi-final netball the night before, and they are in such an interesting headspace. Good morning, Jod.
I'm in pain. That's all. That's all it is. The Adelaide Wildcats B4s went down to St Ignatius, and it hurts, and we won't play the grand final.
Who saw this coming? Not the bookies.
No, well, we did. We lost to them a couple of times during the season, so the writing was on the wall.
So it was on the wall, okay. So then what? The grand final's next week. You'll head along. You should definitely go. You should get all the girls together and go just watch the game there together and just focus on the team that wins and sit and say things like, that should have been us. How do we get better for next year?
Yeah, we'll get them in the summer season next year. That's what we'll do, and we'll take notes.
Uncalled for and unsolicited advice there from me. How'd you feel about that?
Not great. I didn't feel great about the lady who bailed me up when I was walking my little attack dog Sid either, my toy cavoodle, the other day, and gave me some unsolicited advice about what I was doing. I was just walking my dog, doll.
I know how you operate in situations like this, though.
Yeah.
You would have thanked her for the advice and walked off.
I really did. Thank you so much. That's great.
Really appreciate
As I'm
that.
muttering under my breath.
Dr. Chris Brown and Julia Morris.
Yep.
Got to have a chat with them ahead of I'm a Celebrity.
They're always so much fun. What about the lovely friendship between them two?
I was about to say that. That's really nice. And that was one of the questions that you asked them. Like, because if it is fake, geez, they're good actors.
Geez, they're very, very good, aren't they?
It can't be fake, though.
No.
That's what you get an understanding of.
That's exactly right. Hey, enjoy the podcast, you guys. Enjoy it.
Please, just promise us one thing. If you can promise us just one thing today, enjoy yourselves.
We got a puppy this year. This is the first dog the Oddie family's ever had. It's a toy cavoodle. It's an attack dog called Sid. She's
aggressive stuff too.
She stands tall at about 38 centimetres.
Yeah.
She's very, very little. Anyway.
She weighs about 2.1 kilos, I reckon. Or that's probably generous, isn't it?
Probably very generous.
1.7 kilos.
The thing is, we don't know what we're doing with Sid. We're trying our hardest. At the moment, we've gone from a peeing and pooing issue around the house. We've sort of solved that. It's getting better. Now we've moved on to the how do we get Sid out of the bed stage.
Oh, we're still on Sid. I thought we were talking about Greg there. Oh. All right, Greg. Bed, toilet.
13 24 10. If you've got any advice on how to get a little puppy out of your bed, that would be great, because at the moment I'm getting kicked out and Sid just sleeps on my pillow. Anyway, I'm welcome to advice about this dog. I really am. It's all very new to us. However, when it's unsolicited, it can get offensive. So I took Sid for a little walk around the block the other day. Literally 15-minute walk. Wasn't far. Less than a K. So Sid's kind of plodding along with her little legs, trying to keep up. And this woman crosses the road. She crossed the road and stopped me. And she goes, don't run her too hard. Don't run her too hard. She's got little soft tissue that hasn't developed yet. So it's very important. Then I'm like, lady, I'm taking my dog for a 15-minute walk. I thought exercise was a good thing.
Yeah, it's not a junior version of Nigel Smart. I'm not running across a bunch of hot coals at a Crows pre-season situation.
Exactly right. And it just makes me think about those people that think, I need to educate this person. Like, I know better than you in this situation.
You thought that?
No, she thought that.
Oh, she thought that. And I know it's your response, but you'd just been so brutal in your response. You would have had all these things in your head. You would have gone, okay, thank you for the advice.
Thank you so much. Thank you, that's lovely. Thank you. I will be sure not to run my dog for any longer than 100 metres in future. You have people giving you advice?
Yes, I have a lot of people constantly give radio advice, but I kind of take it.
What?
Yeah, particularly in the last couple of months. If people have advice on what to do and what to talk about, you do take it, because you're like, okay, I want to know what people think. But then sometimes they'll say things, and particularly the last couple of years, they'll tell you what you should be talking about, what you shouldn't be talking about, what's interesting, what's not.
Are these from radio producers or just punters on the street?
They're just punters, just general punters. One of them was at Dan Murphy's. I don't know what I was doing there. I think it was in there asking for directions on where Woolworths was. Who said, I think you should be talking more about this and less about this.
Okay.
And you go, appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll pass that on.
Yeah.
But I just sort of feel like we kind of are onto a bit of a half-interesting thing. We know what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've had lots of feedback online over the years. Just people just saying, oh, not funny, or, oh, God, boring.
That bloke covered in cheesel dust.
Yeah. But I like to think of those people and just go, I would love to pick them up off the street or from behind their keyboard or wherever it is and plonk them behind this microphone. Go entertain me for 3 hours. I'm just going to sit in that chair. Go on then.
Go for it.
Go on.
Give us your version of Juice.
Yeah. 13 24 10. Unsolicited advice. Do you give it? Are you one of those people? Or have you received it when it's been most unwelcome?
Always in every situation, even if I know someone is definitely doing something wrong,
Yeah.
I would never tell them how to do it right.
The gym's another one.
The gym is a big one. So that's a very good one. You've just clicked something into gear for me. I remember, and on the rower.
Yeah.
And look,
I've had it on the rower.
Oh, big time. And I remember a bloke coming up to me and going, and he was just someone who was extremely out of nick. And it was a stage where I was really hitting the rower very, very hard.
Okay.
And I know that at any sort of ergometer test, I'd probably have his measure by a lot.
Yes.
To come up and say, look, I don't like your technique. I think you should be doing it like this.
Yeah, right.
And my response, okay, thank you very much. I'll take that into consideration.
I'll really take that on board. But the thing about the rower is you're not doing it to row for Australia.
No.
Like, I don't want to be in the sculls at the next Olympics. No interest in that.
Yeah.
I want to burn quick calories fast. That's it. Let me alone. Let me row how I want to row.
I'm supposed to have a sharp pain in my middle back.
Let's go to Warren from Glenelg North. Hey, Warren, how you doing?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. You got some advice that was unwanted?
Yeah, we were. Our son, he has Asperger's, and he used to have meltdowns all the time. And we managed to get out one time to a restaurant, and was something that very rarely did. But I went to the toilet, came back, my wife was in tears, and I found out what's going on. And she said that woman there just told me how we should discipline our son.
Oh.
And so I went and spoke to the woman. And I said, well, why would you make that comment? She goes, well, I'd discipline him if I was you. I said, he's on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was, I sort of gave her my view. But,
yeah.
It's surprising that people would just do that. And especially when you've got somebody, a child that can't cope in situations. And we were just trying to go out and have something to eat, and then we just quickly asked the restaurant to pack everything up and so we could get out of there.
Yeah, Warren, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but that's a good lesson for people just to not judge, and you don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what's happening in their lives. So that makes me so cross.
Yeah, that fires me up. It sounds as well that Warren handled himself much better than I probably would have.
Yeah, you're not good in those situations.
No.
Yeah, horrible, actually.
Hang on a second. Not that bad.
Little fiery temper on you. Izzy from Highgate, you got some unsolicited advice?
Yes, probably more so an unsolicited opinion.
Yeah.
I just sat down at a cafe after a long run and had a big donut at about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And one of the older ladies just started staring at me, and she was like, "Do you think it's a bit early for a donut?" I'm like, well, I just ran 23 kilometres, so I'm going to eat whatever I want.
I just burned about 3,500 calories, so this shouldn't make too much of a difference. Also, a donut is a delicious treat for any time of the day.
Yes, exactly. And
I almost got two, to be honest.
Yeah. Good on you, Izzy. That's awesome. She's in the running for first class and 50K. Ben from Mount Barker, what was the advice you got, Dale?
Yes, good morning, guys. Mine's a little bit different. About 12 years ago, my fiancée at the time went to the psychic fair.
Yes.
To get some advice, and the lady noticed her engagement ring and said, I suggest that you cancel all plans for the wedding and stop everything, because I can tell you now that your fiancé is going to be dead before the wedding date.
Oh, my very goodness.
Oh, my God. Ben.
Yes.
What was your fiancé's reaction? Was she okay?
She was very upset that night, but I'm happy to say I survived.
Well, you're here and you're talking to us, Ben, so that's a good result.
Yeah, and 11 years married, so yeah, well done.
So Ben, I'm pretty sure something like that, isn't that illegal for a psychic to?
Yes.
They're not supposed to,
that was the main concern, that even if they do sense something like that, I think the rule is that they're not allowed to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, she came straight out and said, no, he's gone.
Wow.
Well, happy to hear you're still here, Ben.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There you go.
My God, hand in your psychic license to the universe, lady.
So,
It's terrible.
I'm pretty sure if my wife went to a psychic and she said to my wife, don't let him have any sort of responsibility when it comes to organising the wedding,
Yes.
that's very, very believable.
Yes, exactly right.
And so we predicted that before it happened, so that's exactly what happened.
Well, you turned up,
Yeah.
didn't you, doll?
Thank you for everyone who called this morning. You're on the draw for Nova's first class and 50K.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen is you just got valuable info. This is so juicy. Jodies Juice.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new national hero, and she's Bronte's sister on maths. Who would have seen that coming? Here she is last night in a very posh restaurant, ripping into Australia's villain Harrison on the show. Have a listen to her absolutely take him down.
Silence.
I think it's just messed that I love, honestly.
Okay, so you're going to get up and be a coward and walk away from me and your wife. And
I'm
if
not
that's what
gonna
you want to
sit
do, then I'll escort you out if that's what you want to do.
I'm not
Happily.
going to sit here and be told.
You're not going to
What
sit
happened?
here and be held accountable for being a narcissistic, gaslighting head. Don't treat my sister. Goodbye. See you later.
Oh, man, got that, Harrison.
Oh my goodness, we've got a new public holiday in this country. It's called National Kira Day. Go off, Queen. I
And
love
didn't
it.
she go off?
Didn't she go off?
Boy, oh boy.
And she didn't waver, and every argument he had, he basically called Bronte a liar, and then she's like, you just called him a liar, and he's like, that did not happen. She's like, what? You literally just said it.
It feels like that perhaps Harrison's finally met his match.
It feels like it, and I hope so. Can you? I'm going to say this to you because I know you get very excited about The Simpsons. You've got a Simpsons analogy for every single situation on the planet.
Yeah.
Remember Jacques?
Remember who?
Jacques?
Jacques.
Jacques was the bowling instructor who became really besotted.
Oh, he almost had an affair with Marge.
Yes. So she took up bowling because you remember Homer gave her a bowling ball that had his insignia on it for her birthday. So she cracked the dirts and she's like, well, screw you, Homer, I'm going to take up bowling. And then she met this French seducer who was a memorable character in season 1 episode Life on the Fast Lane. Well, he's just made his comeback.
Wow.
33 years after he made his first appearance trying to seduce Marge. So he comes back to coach Marge in a bowling tournament, and we'll have to find out what happens. It hasn't aired here, so I can't spoil it for you. But also topical on The Simpsons. Are you aware of this theory that The Simpsons plotline predicts the future?
Yes, there's so many unbelievable examples, and they're always very, very subtle.
Yeah.
So then I don't know if they're genuinely trying to predict the future, or there's just people going, oh, well, look, they said this, and this tiny little hint there, and that came true, so they knew it was going to happen, or it's just a giant coincidence.
Well, now they're saying that The Simpsons predicted monkeypox way back in 1985, where Homer brought home like a pet monkey.
Yeah.
Have a listen.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. Why is that monkey wearing a diaper? I thought he was housebroken.
Classic.
Hey, how come I get lice and nothing happens to Millhouse? So cold. So very, very cold.
And Millhouse is like ghostly white.
Yes.
And we're like, cop that Millhouse, you Poindexter.
Got that, and also The Simpsons produces the future, what's the predictions is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that because I'm pretty sure that monkeys have got a bit of a history for carrying all sorts of nasty little diseases.
Oh, do you? You sure about that?
So I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But bless Millhouse.
Yeah, Millhouse. Now, it turns out Cyndi Lauper is just like the rest of us. She clutched her green juice as she had her nails done at the nail bar in Adelaide Central Plaza yesterday.
Oh, really?
Before rocking it out on stage at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre last night.
I bet she still very much got it too. She'd absolutely put on a sensational show. Did you head along?
Yeah.
13-24-10.
Oh, I'd love to know if you saw Rod Stewart as well, who belted out some absolute classics from all accounts last night. And it was a real stage show. Like, they had all the bells and whistles and all. But anyway, I wasn't there. So 13-24-10 if you were. We'd love some sort of review on Rod Stewart, thanks.
Do you mind?
Is that okay?
Do you mind if Rod takes us out?
You've been playing it all morning.
Oh,
so I don't have it. I genuinely don't have a say in it. So
Okay.
go.
For holiday accommodation more comfy than your cozies, jump on the What If app.
With hotels, holiday rentals, holiday parks and more, find the perfect fit for holiday you.
Book your getaway on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Shane McAdam has been rubbed out for 3 weeks, and we thought, why don't we go to the top shelf and get someone in to talk about that? And you said, are we getting Michael Christian in, are we?
Yeah.
The MRO.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
But next level.
Yeah. Well, we've got your boyfriend in the studio this morning.
Good times.
You are so excited and so up and about. Tom Rehn, welcome.
We're both energised, but we're equally happy to see you two, Jodie.
Oh, no, you're only saying that because I was complaining about, you boys are in sports, so I'll just sit out this conversation, even though I'm going down to the Crows today as part of my job.
You're doing the sport.
Oh, okay.
You're a guru when it comes to sport.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. But keep talking.
Yeah, keep going. Late on. It's all about Shane McAdam, isn't it? And what a wild couple of days it's been. And I think there's a lot of outrage out there at the moment. And look, understandably so. I don't think that many people are upset that Shane McAdam's got 3 weeks, but I think they're upset because when you compare it to Cozzy Pickett from Melbourne, and we don't want to lynch Cozzy Pickett because he's a great player, but when you compare it to that, it's apples and apples, and yet we're getting different outcomes. 2 weeks for Cozzy Pickett, 3 weeks for Shane McAdam. So a lot of people saying, how do you come up with that? So there's real frustration out there.
I think the big thing as well, and we certainly don't want to go after Cozzy Pickett, ask Port Adelaide supporters, they want him to be at Alberton next year or in the next couple of years, is that now it's not about the outcome, it's about intent. So if there is intent to almost hurt with the Cozzy Pickett, 2 years ago or last year, that would have been play on because Bailey Smith just jumped back up. So now if there's intent and it's like, well, that's an action which could have been dangerous, you could still get a few weeks. That's where people are just a little bit confused.
Exactly.
It is a confusing scenario from the outside looking in.
It's so confusing. And I think Shane McAdam probably ended up getting a harsher penalty because Jacob Weir, the guy that he bumped, he had a concussion test. Now, got cleared, came back and played, whereas Bailey Smith, you're right, Hayesy, he just bounced back up. They did no concussion test. But then the confusion goes even further because Lance Franklin, he bumps a guy on the weekend, Sam Collins, who goes off, concussed for the rest of the game. Gets 1 week. So is it outcome-based? Is it intent? In the end, Shane McAdam got done for severe impact as opposed to Cozzy Pickett for high impact. But fascinatingly, last night, Toby Green, who plays for GWS, so Shane McAdam was playing against him on the weekend. You'd think he would, be pretty biased towards his teammate.
Yeah.
He thought Cozzy Pickett's bump was worse. So, I mean, there's confusion just all around the place at the moment. And this is the frustration for players, coaches, and I think supporters as much as anything.
Yeah. The thing for me, and I've got a 4-year-old coming through, you've got young boys as well. You've got young girls, if they want to play footy or not. I'm telling them not to bump at all. You're not teaching the bump anymore.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
Correct, Hayesy. And, I mean, you played at the highest level. You've won 4 flags. I don't know if coaches ever told you don't bump.
I had to bump because I had to to make up with physicality what I was lacking in skill, Tom.
Yeah, right.
So, yes.
Okay, so...
And it was a couple of times, but looking back, I remember a couple of times, the first time that I ever got on for a game, I was inside about 20 seconds and a bloke got rid of it, handballed him, and I laid him out.
Yeah.
Like, proper laid him out. I got him in the jaw.
Yeah.
And it knocked him out, and I gave away a 25-metre penalty because that's what happens in the sample. That was it. And I was unbelievably praised for it.
Yeah.
Like within the team. Now, that could be forward.
But also that surprises me about you because you're such a pretty boy. So your first rule of football should be protect your looks, like protect the face.
I was thuggery. Like punching blokes in the back of the head from behind, all that type of thing.
And then point at someone else. He did it. He did it.
Yeah. Thuggery, yeah.
Absolutely. So what happens now with the McAdam situation in terms of Crows? Do they appeal or...?
Great question. They've got until midday today. I suspect they'll appeal. But I wonder whether or not it's a fruitless exercise because it's a fair bit of money to do it and then it goes towards your soft cap. But I think because there's so much outrage from supporters, I think there's a very good chance they'll appeal and try and fight the fight because there's so much talk about it. I think there's a very good chance they'll try and appeal it.
Okay. And just before you go, how's your relationship tracking, you two?
Strong.
Still very much in love?
We're still in the honeymoon period.
Okay.
The honeymoon period for me is never going to finish. It's just permanent. Hey, Rennie, before we do let you go, we'd expect Riley Thilthorpe to probably come in for Shane McAdam?
Yeah, I think he's a very good chance. And I think a lot of people want to see Thilthorpe in that side, don't they? So I reckon that's a very good call. Play up forward, a little bit of ruck as well, which they seem to be battling in on the weekend.
A lot of people were surprised he didn't play round 1.
Yeah, big time. Well, such a high draft pick, massive raps about him. And, I think they want to get games into him, but it's just trying to find that spot for him. So it's a good call, Jodes. I reckon there's a very good chance he plays.
Good call, Jodes. Well done. And to round it out, what about Port Adelaide?
Oh, how good.
How good was... Have you seen a better first game in a new club? Jason Horne-Francis and Junior Rioli as well was breathtakingly good.
Yeah.
Gee, I tell you what, if they can beat Collingwood this week, match of the round, I'm getting excited.
Oh, that shivers on the back of the neck. They're the shivers I get when I speak to Tom Rehn. He gets those shivers when Port Adelaide wins a game. Tom Rehn, thank you so much.
Thanks, boys and girls. I'll stuff that up, mate. I was looking at Sean and Hayesy, and then I went, "Oh, there's Jodie still there."
You were going so well. So well.
It's time to exit.
Stage left, I'm out.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hayesy on Miss Daysey.
Wednesday, the 22nd of March. Where should we go? I think you know exactly where this is going right now.
Honk, honk, jump on the bus. We're going for a trip to Memory Lane Town.
I thought you said honk honk. I thought you said Hong Kong. Like, no. Not Hong Kong. We're going for a trip down memory lane. Let's go back to 1976. By the way, it's World Water Day today.
Is it?
So have a drink.
I like today and every day, 2 litres.
So drink up. 1976, Reese Witherspoon was born in Louisiana. Today's her 47th birthday.
This is the type of girl that Warner wants to marry. A law student. Going to Harvard is the only way I'm going to get the love of my life back.
So now, as a certified dad, I'm obliged to make that joke when I say to my kids or somebody of any sort of young age, "Oh, what's that? Did you hear about the actress who got caught with a knife?"
Yeah.
And then they say, "No, who?" And I say, "Reese, I can't remember her last name." And then they say, "Witherspoon." I say, "No, it was with a knife." Have you heard that joke?
No.
It's pretty dad-like. I think it's terrible.
And
Yes.
I'm glad you can recognise your own failings.
Yeah, good stuff. 1994 Australian New Zealand film The Piano wins 3 Oscars.
And the Oscar goes to Holly Hunter.
So there you go. Just another example of a film that I've never heard of doing big things.
Oh, the piano?
Yeah.
That was enormous.
What's the piano about?
Having said that, I've never seen it.
Exactly.
I know what it is, though. I'm not a complete idiot.
No, not completely. It's 75%.
Oh, mate. You just said you haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, that's true. So we're both idiots. We're both 3/4 idiots. We're in this together.
Put
You
me
and
in the same category as you, thanks.
2004, Ian Thorpe was disqualified from competing in the 400-metre free Olympic event in Athens after he started before the starting signal.
That's a false start. They've got to notify the athletes if this is a false start at the 15-metre mark.
2000 was the big absolute grand final for Ian Thorpe. Still very good in 2004.
Yeah, I have to say, though, did he get disqualified for the fact that he doesn't have actual human feet? He's got flippers.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it?
Enormous.
First time ever, if you're a swimmer, you pray for web feet. Every other human, you don't want web feet. 2013, American rock band My Chemical Romance announced their breakup. Do yourself a favour, you can jump onto Instagram and look at the Ben, Liam and Bell page, although it's probably been deleted. Liam Stapleton, the biggest My Chemical Romance fan of all time.
Right.
How embarrassing.
Did they sing that Polyester Girl song? That's a cracker.
That's garbage.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, that's the band Garbage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's Regurgitator. It's not Regurgitator. Oh, well done, Sean. You saved us all. We're silly. Now, here's a song. Here's one of the great one-hit wonders. Let's go back to 2001. The number one song on this day was Butterfly by Crazy Town. This song absolutely
Come, my
slaps.
lady, come, my pretty baby. You're my butterfly, sugar, baby.
And so on and so forth.
Come, my lady, come, my lady. You're my butterfly, sugar, baby.
Well, Hayesy, very excited to speak to our next 2 guests. They are the stars of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It's on the beautiful Channel 10 network. It starts on April 2nd. Good morning, Julia Morris and Dr. Chris Brown.
Yes.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. I went to say Dr. Chris then, and I was like, are you still practicing as a vet? Are you still a doctor?
I do, yeah. You know, I get asked that a lot, but I surprise the hell out of people when I'm actually in there. But I still work in the same.
When they come in, do they get a bit like, wait, what?
So I genuinely get people who are like, oh, you're seeing my dog, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not an actor. Like, I'm actually qualified to do this.
So people have lost
If
that,
I was an
don't they?
actor, I'd be very convincing. So,
I mean, I'm not qualified, but I do go in and check a few temperatures.
Hey guys, I'm a celebrity. I can't wait for this to return. So how hard can we push on potentially who's in? So there's a TV personality, reality star, TV royalty, a TV host, AFL star, a Brownlow medalist, a sporting legend, and a UK TV star. You'd be so good at just pushing back when people are badgering you for who these people are.
Well, do you know, over many, many, many years, we've done all sorts of things to throw people off the scent. Some years we've said we don't know the list. Other years we say we know, we're not going to tell you. It's funny, the hardest people to deal with are close friends and family. Because they're like, you can trust me. You're like, mate, I've signed a document.
Yeah. So there's actually like NDA sort of gear involved with this.
100, because one of the lucky moments of this show is seeing those people fly into this experience, and one by one, and also, I think if you tell anyone individually, here's this person, sometimes it can lead to someone saying, but as a collective and as a group and as a cast of a show that we are about to watch, the combination of them all is where the magic comes together.
The awkward thing is that they're so strict on the NDAs that I walked past someone who's going into the jungle this year the other day.
Yeah.
And they were too scared to even acknowledge the fact that I might know that they were going in and even have a conversation about it. That I just shake them down and say, don't worry, I know, like, we're actually okay. There's no one else here. We can talk about this.
Yeah, I know.
And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, there's literally no one for like 300 metres. We can.
Someone's son with his girlfriend, and I'd never met them before, and they introduced themselves to me, and then they were kind of like, doing this weird smile. But I didn't know if his girlfriend knew or if he knew. Yeah. So I was just keeping it fresh.
Okay. So in terms of, you're not going to say anything, we understand that. So I'll just say it, and you will just sit there and say, okay, look, he's nailed it. In terms of the Brownlow medalist, I'm looking forward to seeing how Johnny Platten goes.
Oh, Johnny.
I was joking. I was joking. The rat.
Unreal. Well, let's write those down because we're ready for the 2nd of April to see if you're right.
Okay. Just one quick one before we go. You two working together is just beautiful magic TV chemistry. Are you still as good of friends to this day as you have been from the start? Because you seem like you get along really, really well.
I think better. I mean, we kind of like very loosely knew each other when we first started, but we knew we had a unique connection.
Definitely.
But that connection's only been filled in with more depth, I guess, through shared experiences and the fact that you essentially live in each other's pockets for whenever we do the show. But we're also very protective of each other, and we keep an eye out for each other the whole year round. And so we've become very close.
Yeah.
So close, Julia.
And also, any man that can stand side by side with a lady who's going through the menopause and still supports and doesn't judge and doesn't, I mean, honestly, give me the slap, quite frankly, is a pretty good guy by me.
That's a pretty big test.
If you mention the word, I'm back there. But,
how dare you?
Okay. Is it hot in here? I don't know.
I know. It's hot in here, don't worry.
I asked this because Hayesy and I have just started working together and we're such great friends. I'm waiting for him to turn into a D-head, as most men in the media do. But it hasn't happened yet, so fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
Because I've always been a D-head.
I've never met a man in the entertainment industry who's a D, but, you know, what do you do?
Guys, it's back April 2nd. We cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure and a joy to speak to both of you.
Love you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Jodie and Hayesy, dead or alive.
Sometimes people die. Sometimes they live. In this game, sometimes when they die, we like to celebrate it and turn it into opportunities to score yourself a free coffee.
We take the role of judging who's dead or alive very, very seriously indeed.
We certainly do, because mortality or morbidity, what's the word? It's mortality, isn't it?
Mortality. We could go with either one on this occasion.
Morbidity. Morbidity. Is that a word? Oh, goodness me. Good morning to you, producer Zoe.
Good morning, Jodie.
This is your baby.
Yes, sure is. I love discussing the morbidity of people in society.
The princess of death, they call Zoe.
It's a brutal nickname. All right, well, same as always, I will give you a few celebrities, a bit of a bio, and you have to tell me if they are with us or not.
Sure.
Dead or alive. All right, let's start off. Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Frederick Joseph Springsteen, an American singer, songwriter and musician. He has released 21 studio albums, most of which feature his backing band, the E Street Band, best known for hit Dancing in the Dark. Born September 1949, dead or alive.
Hey, little girl, is Dad at home? Did he go and leave you all alone? Oh, no. I got a bad desire.
Okay, the facials that accompany this are terrifying.
Oh, I'm on fire.
Jesus. Scary. Ever look at me like that again?
Yeah. Do you want to kick us off then, Hayesy? Dead or alive?
Tell me about babies. If Bruce Springsteen died, I would be shattered and I would very much know about it. So he's very much alive. And on top of that, he's still gigging, and his gigs go for about 3 hours.
Boring.
The boss still gets it done. Just hang on a second.
Sorry.
Are you showing some disrespect to Bruce Springsteen?
Well, I think I just did. Yes, 3 hours of anything is too much. Thank you. Thank you, producer Zoe.
Tell me now, baby.
Nah, he's very much alive.
Well done. He is alive. I'll trick you.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
Not great. All right, next up. Conchata Farrell.
You lied, Charlie. You said it was just going to be the two of us.
An American actress. She was a regular cast member of 5 TV sitcoms, but best known for playing Berta the housekeeper for all 12 seasons of 2.5 Men.
She's
born
great.
in 1943, dead or alive.
Oh, Berta. She's such a good character from 2.5 Men. She was always keeping Charlie and Alan honest. And that's what we'll remember her for.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she's no longer with us.
Oh. Jodie?
I'm 100% guessing here, but I want to go for the win, so I'm going to say she's still alive.
She's died.
I just went for that.
Really? That was a guess?
I'm a little bit upset.
Yeah,
Burns.
died in 2020, not too long ago.
Didn't knock you around too much at the time, did it? She died.
Did COVID get her? No?
I don't think so.
She's not with us, though. Rest her soul. Oh, boy.
She's experiencing some real morbidity.
Experiencing
Okay.
morbidity. All right.
Well, I told you, this is where we try to put a positive spin on things when it comes to morbidity. What do you got, Zoe?
All right.
It's one apiece.
You are in the lead for 2-1, Hazy.
Am I?
As it stands.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry to say, Jodes.
Cop that, Oddie.
But here's another one for you. William Shatner.
I'm taking over the center seat, Will. You're what? I'm replacing you as captain of the Enterprise. Report to the bridge, Commander.
Canadian actor. In career spanning 7 decades, best known for portrayal of James T. Kirk in the Star Trek franchise and Denny Crane in The Practice and Boston Legal. Born March 1931, dead or alive.
Anyone else with the last name of Shatner would get so much grief in terms of nicknames, etc., but not if you're as good as William was. Unfortunately, he passed away not too long ago.
Jodie.
I got nothing to lose. I'm going to say William's still alive.
She's correct. He's alive.
Is he?
He's
Oh, no.
91. 91 years old.
I was so confident that he had died.
Oh,
Wow.
that's too old.
That's too old, so I guess we're going to have to do a tiebreaker.
Okay, here we go.
All right. One.
Yeah.
Following the Star Trek theme.
Yep.
Leonard Simon Nimoy, an American actor famed for playing Spock in the Star Trek franchise for almost 50 years, including the originating Spock in 1966 and then all the way through right up until The Next Generation. Born March 1931, dead or alive.
I just have no idea about Star Trek, Star Wars, or women. I'm going to say he's still alive.
I'm going to say Dr. Spock died.
Jodes for the win.
Oh, don't go on about it. Congratulations.
I'm not going to go on.
Jodie, you've just
I will
won.
not go on about it. But what a comeback!
It's Worst Job Wednesday. Jodie and Hazy's Worst Job Wednesday.
I'll tell you what, it's been a red hot minute since you've put me to work.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all the jobs, all the crappy jobs around Adelaide have been done.
No, I don't
So I
think
went on vacation.
Oh, yes. You've
now I'm
had,
back.
you've had a little spell. It's like you've had 2 weeks annual leave,
Yeah.
but now you're back.
Now I'm
and
back.
have I got some jobs for you? And joining us now is the manager of your gym. Hello, Brad.
Hi, Jodie. How are you going there?
Very well, thank
yes.
you. Firstly, let's get a synopsis of how Hayesy goes at your gym, because every time I speak to him, he's on that bloody assault bike and
Assault bike.
Yep. What's his routine like?
His routine, he rocks up. He gets changed in the car park. He rocks up, whether it's raining, sun, hail or shine, he takes his top off and usually grey or white, so just no branded T-shirt, gets in his singlet, and then you don't see him for half an hour. He disappears in his office. And so,
what's his
we want
office?
his that's the front toilet. He just sends a half an hour after his triple shot latte, extra large, and then he comes out like he's done nothing wrong with this guilty look in his face.
Yeah. And everyone else is vomiting in the corner. And every single morning I'm like, well, that must be just coincidence.
Well, all the girls are all happy. They're motivated by you changing there in the car park, so they're happy. And
Mate, why don't you change it? Don't you have change rooms there, Brad?
They love it there, mate.
I even gave him actually a gym bag so he wouldn't get changed from his boot there, but he sort of likes his routine, and then he gets up on his assault bike for a 10-mile, 40-minute session, or he'll get on his favourite treadmill for a 10K, and he'll do his shoulder flies, dips, and then he'll sit in front of the mirror for a good 15, 20 minutes.
I'll give you the hot tip, Bradley. I'm doing 10 miles a lot quicker than 40 minutes. You're actually quite good. Actually, Hayesy had the world record on the ski erg. 2007 he had the world. It's actually second in the world. So
second in the world on the ski luge.
Ski erg. So I'd like to see him do it again.
Yeah, right. The ski erg.
500 metres. See where he's at.
Question marks who was participating in that, but look, that's neither here nor there. We do need to mention as well BST Fitness.
No, it's very here and there because
well, it's neither here nor
no
there.
one I know is competing for a world championship on a ski luge.
That's probably the point, but I'll take it. I'll completely take it. What sort of jobs you got for me, Brad?
Oh, well, firstly, we'll get you to clean the front office if you could. And then, secondly, your mirrors, but you'll probably enjoy that job a bit too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I want you cleaning it up after your brother-in-law after he's done a big session.
Yeah, all right. So just as reference, my brother-in-law is Mickey G.
Oh.
And some people playing at home might remember him from MAFS. He was on Love Island, all sorts of these ridiculous shows.
Yes.
Still riding on that fame as well, isn't he, Townsy?
Yeah, but he's a bit bigger than he used to be.
He's on a journey.
He's making a comeback, actually. He was in this morning working hard, and he's doing well again.
Yes, he's on a journey.
So
the journey is twice around the planet.
Up and down, up and down.
And so how is he going to help out Mickey G?
I've got a couple of little jobs. Give me his little towel boy. Seen Mickey G sweat after a 40-minute hurt session. Then
I tell you what, the bloke could get a sweat up at the North Pole.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
He knows how to sweat, doesn't he?
Well, he sells ice for a living.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually very, very true. Ice is in frozen water, by the way. Yes, Arctic ice. Hey, Townsy, we're going to come out to 5th Street, Bowden, for BST Fitness, and you're going to put me to work. Is that all good?
That'd be great. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it.
It's been a very, very big show, and we really encourage you to listen to the podcast. And look, let's just, as a group, apologise if Jodie seemed a little bit flat today.
Oh.
I'm so sorry about last night's events.
It's completely understandable, though. The Adelaide Wildcats B4s lost an epic semi-final to St Iggy's Old Scholars last night, so we miss out in the grand final, where it's no big deal. I showed up today, didn't I? Hey, I'm here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. It took to the last quarter of the season for me to actually go down with an ankle, so I got through the whole thing until the clutch part of the game.
Okay.
And the Wildcats lost their worst player, so, joke's on them.
No issues whatsoever. There's probably a few other little things we need to explore tomorrow, though.
Okay, we can. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll be ready to talk about it by then.
Very good stuff. Also, Tom Doodey.
Tommy Doodey.
Yeah.
He's going to come in, ask us anything, makes a return. This is where you can get involved at breakfast@nova919.com.au and ask us any question you like.
All right. A little Worst Job Wednesday follow-up as well. That's it. Once again, please listen to the podcast and please enjoy the rest of your day.
Go on then.
Goodbye.
Bye.